Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Welcome. My name is Susie Marzalek, and I am pleased to serve as chair of the Santa Rosa Junior College Foundation Board. I'm going to start today's program with our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we gather at Santa Rosa Junior College on the territorial traditional land of the Pomo people in Santa Rosa and the Coast Miwok people in Petaluma, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it throughout the generations. Welcome to Superintendent President Dr. Angélica Garcia's annual President's Address to the community. We are so glad that you're all here. Today's address from Dr. Garcia has the theme, Our Community, Our College, Our Future. To kick this off, we are showcasing a performance from SRJC's award-winning forensics team, led by Dr. Josh Hamshi. Forensics in this context is about competitive public speaking, debate, and theater. Students compete in different speech, debate, and performance categories at tournaments held at various colleges all over the country. Over the past few years, students on the SRJC Forensic Speech, Debate, and Performance team have won multiple state and national championships and received hundreds of statewide awards. At the 2025 Community College National Tournament in Virginia, SRJC Forensics won the national championship in their division, and an SRJ student was honored as the top speaker in the country. The performance you will see today is from a category called Reader's Theater. Reader's Theater uses multiple voices and weaves together literature, speech, and movement to create an inspiring performance. What you will see is called Don't Copy Me and features students Annabelle Thatcher, Salvatore Barone, and Simon Frett. It highlights the critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity that makes SRJC Forensics a shining star within the Bear Cub community. Please join me in welcoming the forensic students to the stage.
Bum 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 ba ba bum bum. 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 Today
we are going to create a mashup. Make some noise!
Come on.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance.
To show you that I love you.
Won't you please let me back in your
Stop.
Do you know the author of this song?
The Jackson 5? Queen?
Wrong. This song was created by our favorite musician and scientist,
Girl Talk! By day, Girl Talk is an engineer who studies biological data.
And by nights, Girl Talk tests how biology reacts to musical
patterns! But the rules of the game depend on who owns the copyright.
And who owns the patents.
The people that own the content that we remix
Represent the past.
They don't see a great library.
or an information superhighway.
They see intellectual property as a supermarket.
Declaring war with our future. Whoever wins decides if ideas,
Science,
industry,
Medicine,
Our entire culture will be determined by the public domain.
or private corporation.
What ideas will live?
And who must die?
Bum, 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 bum. To remix is to copy, transform, and take existing materials to create something new.
Really?
Everything that we do and share is remix.
Annabelle, would this mean that humans are remixes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Simon, if you want to think about your parents having intercourse.
See, there you go, being a pervert again.
Technically, we are copies of other copies.
Things like the gestures that we make,
The clothes we wear,
The jokes that we tell, emojis we type,
the clickbait that he writes.
conspiracy theories that she spreads.
and AI is designed to create by remixing us.
Even the ticks we talk.
You do your versions of dance moves.
And you lip sync someone else's audio. And this forensics team's reader theater, guess what that is?
What, Sal? Just tell me.
Guys, everybody remixes. It's human culture since the beginning of time, except for one time, our time. In science and in music, I look at a million different things, but you have an idea, do the research, and it's patented. If the whole point of science and medicine was
Let's build on others' ideas and see what we can make happen.
Yeah.
the progress would be incredible. So much isn't developed.
They sit on ideas forever and block others.
The cure for cancer is a step away.
But it's off limits.
So we must travel 7 generations back to look 7 generations forward.
Remix unites us.
Our culture is made from mixture.
Come here. No one creates alone.
It's a chain reaction. How many people had to come before you?
So you can do what you are doing today.
Creativity and science are not produced in a vacuum.
What could we achieve if we remixed?
What diseases could be cured?
What voices could be heard
What songs could we sing?
if we built on the past?
That's the future.
That's the future.
Nah, that's the future. Bum, 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 bum.
That was amazing. Thank you, Annabelle, Salvatore, and Simon. On behalf of the SRJC Foundation and Santa Rosa Junior College, it's a great pleasure to see so many alumni, friends, community members, employees, supporters, and students here in the audience today. At this time, I would like to recognize some special guests. There are quite a few. So please, please hold your applause until we get to the end. First, it's my pleasure to introduce the previous President's Medallion recipients who are in attendance today. Dr. Frank Chong, Exchange Bank, Susie and Mike Marzalek, Lori Beard, Herb Dwight, Gay LeBaron, and Connie Cotting. Next, I'd like to recognize Exchange Bank and their CEO Troy Sanderson, who is today's presenting sponsor. Troy also serves as vice chair of the SRJC Foundation. We want to recognize the Exchange Bank board members and trustees of the Frank P. Doyle and Polly O'Meara Doyle Trust here today, Bill Schrader, James Ryan, and Marlene Soyland. Since 1950, the Doyle Trust has distributed more than $100 million over 160,000 student scholarships. I would like to express appreciation today to the President's level sponsors, Brazier and Race, Golden State Lumber and Showroom, Greystone Consulting, Kurt and Vicki Groniga, Kaiser Permanente, Sarah Legos and Rick Starkey, Lapthrop Construction, UA Local 38 Plumbers, Steam Fitters, and HVAC-R, and North Coast Builders Exchange. Thank you for your loyal support of SRJC and your generous support for the President's address today. Next, I'd like to introduce members of the SRJC Board of Trustees in attendance. Ezra Shaban, Micah Valdovinos, Dorothy Bettenfeld, Aaron Bricker, Maggie Fishman, Mariana Martinez, and student member Kaya Clark, as well as former trustees Caroline Banuelos and Rick Call. Elected officials with us today are Assembly Member Chris Rogers, Santa Rosa City Mayor Mark Stapp, Santa Rosa City Council Member Caroline Banuelos, County of Sonoma's 1st District Supervisor Rebecca Hermosillo, City of Healdsburg Council Member Ariel Kelly, City of Rohnert Park City Council Members Samantha Rodriguez, Jackie Elward, and Gerald Giudice. Sonoma County Office of Education Trustees Herman G. Hernandez and Gina Kuklis, Santa Rosa City Schools Board of Trustees Nick Caston, and City of Windsor City Council Member Sam Salmon. Thank you to the officers of the Student Government Association who were elected by their peers to represent them this academic year. We'd like to welcome William Garcia, Ben Alcantar, Lua Cruz, Devin Gramajo, Josué Cruz Montes de Oca, and Edgar Nahar Flores. We'd like to welcome members of our Academic Senate, represented by Dr. John Stover, and Classified Senate, represented by Linda Jay. Today's event has been hosted and coordinated by the SRJC Foundation staff and Board of Directors. Serving on the SRJC Foundation Board are Susie Marzalek, Troy Sanderson, Maggie Fishman, Doug Garrison, Kate Jolly, Shirley Ward, Brian Reeves, Francisco Lopez, Ozzie Jimenez Sulberg, Carolina Spence, Marion Walker, Scott Bartley, Evan Hershey, and Kaya Clark. And Foundation staff members attending today, Sarah Legos, Katie Greenwald, Rebecca Markley, Stephanie Dirks, and Elizabeth Macias Lopez. And I also want to welcome and express appreciation for Dr. Garcia's wife, Maria Capitelli. We know you are joy, support, and strength for Dr. Garcia. Now you can all join me in a big round of applause. Again, welcome to this gathering where we in the community come to hear about the past year at SRJC, celebrate student successes, and be inspired as we look forward. For more than a century, SRJC has been a cornerstone in Sonoma County, offering not just an education, but opportunity, hope, and transformation. SRJC has prepared generations of nurses, teachers, firefighters, entrepreneurs, automotive technicians, and leaders in every part of our county. It has prepared many to transfer to four-year colleges and graduate schools. Our younger daughter found the pathway to her future here 30 years ago. Please raise your hand if you are or have been a student at SRJC, have a relative who studied here, or hired somebody who studied here. Now look around at all the hands that are in there. It shows the strength of connection between this community and SRJC. It is remarkable. Among community and junior colleges in California, we are envied. For example, did you know that our scholarship dollars are #1 in the state? At a time when many families face economic challenges, SRJC provides affordable, high-quality education that empowers students to succeed and creates pathways to careers that sustain our region. The SRJC Foundation is the link between the college and the community. Our role is to ensure that financial barriers do not stand in the way of student dreams. We are proud to partner with the college in building resources for scholarships, programs, and facilities that match the excellence of our faculty and staff. And that work happens because of you, community members who believe in SRJC and the transformative power of education. Thank you for joining us today and for standing with SRJC. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ezra Shaban, President of the SRJC Board of Trustees.
Thanks to everybody for being here today. It's certainly humbling to have so many incredible leaders, luminaries, dynamos here in Sonoma County that move our community forward, taking the time to be with us today. I'm so grateful to my board colleagues for giving me the honor of serving as the president of the board for the Sonoma County Junior College District. On behalf of the board, I want to thank you not just for what you do, everyone here attending today and being here, but for what you do 364 days out of the year. You're our partners from business to government to nonprofits to labor and education. You are the community volunteers and boosters that make our little slice of the world so very special. The college wouldn't be where we are without you, and we couldn't do what we do without you, so please give yourselves a round of applause. While I'm at it, I want to thank the SRJC Foundation, the board and staff for organizing this important dialogue and for all the incredible work that they do. To say that the other 73 community college districts around the state are jealous of us is an understatement. It's incredible the time, talent, and treasure that is brought to bear by this group and by everyone who supports it, past and present, so thank you very much. And to our incredible faculty, staff, and administrators who make a difference in the lives of our students every single day, you're appreciated more than I can express. I'm always heartened, and the Board of Trustees is heartened by your passion, skill, and commitment to delivering for our students. Now, I don't think that education was ever easy. As I recall, it didn't end too well for Socrates, but it's especially a time of unknowns now. There's new mandates, cuts to resources, a dynamic change in the workforce driven by demographic trends of an aging population and technology moving at a breakneck pace. And at such times, it's really important that we reflect on what our mission is and what we can do to deliver for our community. At our core, SRJC is about breaking down barriers, fostering growth and innovation, supporting opportunity and success. We are perpetually working to adapt and improve to best meet that promise. Harry Truman called education the citadel of human freedom. And simultaneously, we have a unique role and ability to break cycles of poverty. No pressure, though. SRJC is a catalyst for our students and our entire community to thrive. My favorite part of serving on the board is hearing the stories of how the JC has changed the lives of so many people in this community, and I know a number of people in this room have shared their stories with me, and if you haven't shared them, please come up afterwards. I'd love to hear them. So whether it's transferring to a four-year college, pursuing a skilled trade, a certificate or licensure, or lifelong learning, the JC is here to meet the community's needs. We're so incredibly fortunate to have helming the college, Dr. Angélica Garcia as our president superintendent. She has the vision, passion, and laser focus to help us meet this moment that we're in. There's no one better to serve, and I'm proud to give you a sneak preview. One of the things that I'm get to do as board president, it's not a lot, it's mainly a figurehead, but one of the things I get to do is help set the agenda. And so on the agenda for our next board meeting is a 3-year extension of Dr. Garcia's contract, which I can say I am voting aye on. So please join me in welcoming our Superintendent President, Dr. Angélica Garcia.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes. Those of you who know me know that I would much rather have a handheld mic and walk around, but this thing with the 2 knee replacements, I don't trust myself just yet to not step over nothing and trip and fall. I am incredibly honored and to just taking in this beautiful sight of our community. In this auditorium, but certainly over in Poly Hall, across our sites at the Petaluma campus, the Public Safety Training Center, Roseland, and the farm, Schoen Farm, we have community joining us. So even though they're not in here in this room, I want to say hello to students and colleagues and community members for joining. What makes a gathering like this incredibly special is each and every one of you who care deeply about SRJC, about students, and in the power that education has to change lives. As Trustee Siobhan shared, many of us in this room have had an experience where education fundamentally changed the course of our lives, of our children, of our families and communities. And moments like this remind us that the work of education is shared work. And that by being here this afternoon, we honor both the promise and responsibility of that work and legacy at SRJC. Oh, this is where I need to make sure I don't forget to advance here. For more than 100 years, SRJC has been woven into the landscape of Sonoma County, creating a welcoming place where students of every age, every background, and every ambition can find their path. Our foundation includes the values of access, belonging, and equity, because education must be possible for every student who comes with us or who comes to us with the dream of learning. Before I begin with my address to our community, I want to take a moment and acknowledge how honored I am to have our student leaders from the Student Government Assembly joining us here today. I'd like to invite you to stand so that we can all give you a round of applause. Gracias por su liderazgo. Thank you for saying yes to leadership. There have been a lot of welcomes and a lot of thank yous, but I do want to recognize the Board of Trustees, past and present. Representing this county is a significant responsibility, and trustees are stewards and the governing body of SRJC's mission, carrying the voice of Sonoma County into their work. I am grateful for their service and honored to serve as their conduit to lead this educational institution. I want to thank the SRJC Foundation team. Their creativity and student-centered focus make community engagements like this possible. I love having students woven into just about everything that we do, and I know that changing the dynamics of events over the years is a little bit different, but I'm grateful to the team for saying yes, for making sure that this kind of address and event is more accessible. They turn vision into opportunity and open doors for students every day in partnership with donors who believe in SRJC. To my colleagues and the many teams across the district, thank you every day for bringing your talent and care to this work. To my wife, Maria, and my family who could not join us, thank you for being a source of strength and love so that I can serve and just be an educator. My family was so excited, with my family being my mom and my sister and my brother, that they kept calling me before because they thought that this address was in the morning. And so just before I was over here, and my brother was like, "How did it go? did they clap? Did they show up? And I said, I haven't shared it yet, but I'll let you know afterwards. And he's like, oh, okay, right? And so that's just how it is, right? I am a product of my family. I am a product of my ancestors, and we are connected. I'm connected to each and every one of you here today, so thank you. This afternoon really is more than an address. It's more than words. It's about honoring the commitment we share to students, to community, and the future of Sonoma County. So that's my brother who I was just talking about. So last year I shared 2 photos that meant so much to me. You may recall if you were with us last year, one was with me as a little girl with my mom, and another of my investiture. Both of those, just for me last year, pulled together what it means to be standing here on this stage and how just generations of my ancestors had to endure so much for me to do that. And the investiture was something that was incredibly important and meaningful because it reminds me of the sacrifices and struggles that my family made so I could have the opportunity to stand here in this role today. This year, I am sharing 2 different photos. And the one on the left, it's me in my Roscoe shoes. Most of you know that I love to wear sneakers so I can move quickly and safely, including today. And those Roscoe sneakers are a symbol of how I love this college. I really have grown to love this college, and I wear them with pride. They remind me that I belong here, it's sneakers and all, and that SRJC belongs to this community. We are this community's college. On the right, those are photos of my brother Chris with his family. The photo on the far right was taken just last week, and that's Chris, that's my brother, with his youngest son Benicio at a community park near Fresno State. Chris was finishing homework while Benicio played. Access to higher education provides opportunity to disrupt generational poverty, as many first-generation college students can attest to, and it's important to recognize that access alone is not enough. My brother and I had 2 very different paths in our higher ed journey. Yes, I was the first in my family to go to college. I had to work through the barriers that often clash with my experiences being a Porchicana from the Central Valley, but I brought with me the cultural wealth that my family taught me, and that gave me strength. It took me 13 years to get through earning a bachelor's, master's, and a doctoral degree, and for my brother, the journey has taken 18 years. From earning an associate's degree to transferring to CSU Fresno, returning to Fresno City College, and then back again to Fresno State, where he is now in his final year earning a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with additional certification for applied research methods. The other photo that you see there is a letter, and he was named to the president's list for high academic achievement 4.0 in both semesters last academic year. My brother represents so much about what it means to want to pursue your education, but having your family, having learning disabilities, having to work through the stories that people create about young brown men in our neighborhood. We are 2 siblings, 1 family, and what we have done, we know is impacting future generations. And I'm sharing this story because while I love and care for my daughters, and those of you who know me, you've seen me at soccer games on the weekends, you've seen me at swim meets, you've seen me at, upcoming band recitals because our youngest now is playing the flute. I love them. I love them to my core, but they are growing up knowing that higher education is both available to them and, quite honestly, expected of them. My core purpose in being part of a college community that comes together to make sure that students like my brother and his sons will be received, supported, and challenged to achieve their brilliant potential. My nephews are the nephews I see in this community, where they see their parents going to school part-time, working multiple jobs and side hustles while going to school at a pace that allows them to achieve their goals. Our communities all around us have resilience. Tienen ganas. That is in our DNA. I believe in SRJC, and I believe in the foundation that we're building together to have strong and lasting impact for students in Sonoma County. There are far too many moments throughout the year that reflect belonging, resilience, and opportunity alive at SRJC, and they remind us of the strength we are building together. And it's these moments that remind me why I serve and why SRJC matters. They reveal at the heart of this institution and the role it plays in the lives of students and in the life of Sonoma County. And that brings us to today's theme: our community, our college, our future. These words are a promise that SRJC is rooted in this county, shaped by the people we serve, and committed to building a future where every student can thrive. And I do hope that our Kaiser partners won't mind that I'm going to borrow from their motto, because it seems to be quite successful. When students thrive, families thrive, businesses thrive, and Sonoma County thrives. This theme also connects with what drives us every day. Our mission keeps us focused on access and opportunity. Our vision reminds us of the future we're building with students and with this county, and our values are the principles that guide how we do the work. This foundation steadies us, especially in times of change. It makes SRJC a place where students can see themselves succeed and move forward with confidence. These guiding principles become even more meaningful when we connect them directly to the community that we serve, and that community is evolving. We see it in population shifts, in our schools, and in the needs of our workforce. We also see it in the changing state and federal environment. So I want to spend a moment looking at how SRJC is meeting this moment. Sonoma County covers a wide range of territory, from Petaluma in the south to Cloverdale in the north, Sonoma in the east, and the coastal region in the west. The community we serve is not one size fits all. The needs vary by region, and we are actively engaging with current and prospective students and families to ensure we continue to meet their needs. Over the past decade, Sonoma County has experienced significant demographic change. For many years, our community was described as steady and familiar. And today, the picture is shifting in meaningful ways. The county's overall population has declined slightly since 2016, and the makeup of who calls Sonoma County home continues to evolve. More than 1 in 5 residents is now over 60 years young. At the same time, nearly a third of our Hispanic and Latino, which I'll refer to as Latinx moving forward, the Latinx community is under the age of 12. This generational contrast calls for education that both prepares the next generation while also supporting adults who are reskilling for new careers. And with that, we see greater diversity. These shifts come alongside persistent challenges. Nearly a quarter of Sonoma County residents face serious housing pressures. Our students face serious housing pressures. Having access to an affordable pathway to higher education provides the opportunity for students and families alike. This is the landscape that SRJC serves, a community that is aging beautifully, diversifying, and navigating the challenges of affordability while also demonstrating resilience and possibility. And this is why SRJC's mission is so vital. I'm a teacher at heart, y'all. I'm sorry. You're gonna get some slides. You're gonna get some learning moments here. So using 2020 data as a baseline, the county population is expected to have a 2% decline, which that's going to impact our sociocultural fabric of our community. We continue to watch families coming and going. As longtime families leave Sonoma County, new families are planting roots. And with them comes an opportunity to share SRJC's story, invite their engagement, and highlight our value and impact. SRJC can serve as a key partner in educating and training current and future professionals and citizens of our community. I love high school students. I started as a high school teacher, and I love them. But I love college just a little bit more. High school enrollment has remained flat over the last year, with K through 8 showing similar trends. But since the baseline year of 1819, enrollment trends have declined with projections of continued decline into the next decade. At the same time, we know that Latinx students make up 50% of the K-12 student population. These shifts call for collaboration across our education systems to ensure that we are prepared to support the needs of future students. We are grateful for our partners in the Sonoma County Office of Education who are working with districts across the county to respond to these shifts, as well as our local Sonoma State to protect the transfer pipeline that our community knows so well. Together, we are part of one educational fabric supporting the needs of all students. I am so happy to share. Whoa, hold on. Look at me. Let me go back. Got too excited. One of those students was Juana Gonzalez Valencia. I want to share a little bit about her. She was one of the first to join our College and Career Access Pathway program. We call it CCAP. It launched in 24-25. So, do I have any Elsie Allen High School graduates in the house? All right, okay. So, while at Elsie Allen High School, Juana completed a total of 19 college credits at SRJC via dual enrollment, earning all A's and 1 B. She was enrolled in both SRJC's online classes as well as the courses that were offered on the Elsie Allen High School campus via CCAP. Reflecting on that experience, Juana shared, I just lost my pace here. Juana shared the following. The confidence I gained from taking SRJC classes as a dual enrolled student helped me earn 2 licenses, medical assistant and certified nursing assistant, before even starting college. SRJC gave me both confidence and an opportunity to restart my education. It doesn't matter where you came from or who you came from, everyone gets a chance to become a better version of themselves. Today, Juana is a full-time student here at SRJC and is currently in class, so she wasn't able to attend today. But we're proud to see her pursuing her goals and building that confidence to achieve transfer. All right, here we go. I think I mixed up my pages up here. I think that's what's happening, but I'm gonna roll with it here. Race and ethnicity, my favorite topics. Stories like Juana show the impact of early pathways into higher education. When we look at Sonoma County High School's population, nearly a third of students identify as Latinx. While high schools themselves do not receive the federal designation of Hispanic Serving Institution, which we call HSI, the demographics make clear why higher education spaces do. At SRJC, we are proud to be an HSI. This designation comes along with great responsibility to serve our community. And I want to emphasize serve. It means we implement innovative practices, design clear pathways to certificates, associate degrees, and transfer opportunities not only for Latinx students, but for every student. Let me be clear. Being an HSI is about serving all students while acknowledging that we have a growing Latinx student population in our community. So let us not be confused by this designation. While national funding decisions are pulling back critical support, the need in our community remains. We remain steadfast in our commitment to equity, access, and opportunity for all SRJC students. So resources may change, but our responsibility to students stays constant. And to that end, later this year, we will open a student resource center here on the Santa Rosa campus, a culturally grounded space that reflects both our values and our promise to students. This one's hard for me, but yes. The decision to discontinue funding for HSI is but one example of the national backdrop shaping higher education right now. Across the country, there are debates about equity, access, and the value of higher education. And through it all, we stay focused on our role. We do not get distracted. to keep the doors of opportunity open for students and for this community. And these national debates don't just happen in the policy rooms. They show up in the headlines we see every day, stories about enrollment, funding, and the role of higher education in our democracy. The headlines of today push us to prepare for tomorrow with focus and determination. We cannot predict what the next headline or challenges it will bring, but we can choose how we respond. The current climate calls on us to stay attentive to students, to families, and to one another, and to create spaces where people can engage, learn, and do their best work. We are the public space where diversity of thought and opinion open the doors to critical dialogue. It is in that dialogue where we can move forward, preserve the sanctity of academic freedom, and find where our commonalities drive our focus to support students. And you will see that in our own SRJC community. We continue to engage in these critical dialogues, including spaces where we negotiate with our union leaders about working conditions, in the various Senate meetings where discussions about generative AI and environmental sustainability are debated, and in community events such as the one today. In the midst of uncertainty, we have the opportunity to be the source of stability, calm, and connection. And that is what our community needs most, and that's what we can offer in this community's college. Amidst all of this, what grounds us is the value SRJC brings to Sonoma County. This institution is a steady force, fueling our economy, preparing our workforce, and supporting families across every part of this region. And I'm excited to share some really cool facts here. We see this in healthcare, where we train nurses, medical assistants, and behavioral health specialists at a time when shortages are felt in every community. Statewide, community colleges prepare nearly 70% of California's nurses. That's in our California community college system. We see it in public safety, where cadets at our Public Safety Training Center prepare to become firefighters, EMTs, and law enforcement officers. Across California, 80% of first responders start in a community college program. And right here, our community's investment in a new fire tower directly supports the jobs that protect Sonoma County. 80% in our community colleges. We see it in education, where future teachers, paraeducators, and early childhood educators begin their path. Roughly 60% of CSU's credentialed teachers come through community college programs. We are a big engine in workforce development for our state. We see this in our own teaching apprenticeship program launched in 2023, where we place students directly into preschool classrooms. And we see it in trades and agriculture, where SRJC leads in sustainable farming, ag tech, and skilled trades, all areas that are vital to our economy. Community colleges in California play a major role in delivering agriculture and natural resources training programs in California. And many of these programs directly feed into the state's $60 billion agricultural industry in our California community colleges. Yes. If Sonoma County wants its strongest advantage, we need everyone contributing at our highest level. That means adjusting to changing demographics, preparing for new industries, and equipping every student with the skills to succeed. Don't worry about this. Don't get scared. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay here. As a community college, we are impacted by outside pressures that shape our enrollment, from economic recessions to global health pandemics, natural disasters, and resulting policy decisions. Those impacts over time have significant impact on how and who we serve. And this slide shows pattern by age. Over the past 4 years, however, we've seen enrollment start to rebound, and our strategic enrollment management plan is helping us to regain ground. That is our role in the community, to meet learners where they are and walk alongside them as they take their next steps. That commitment extends beyond credit programs into lifelong learning and adult education. We are seeing real momentum, especially in adult education. Programs like HEP, the High School Equivalency Program, make that vision real. HEP supports migrant and seasonal farm workers and their families in earning a diploma or equivalent, opening doors to higher education and better jobs. This is something that I wish my family had, because I think then my mom would have a high school diploma right now. This picture is from our recent HEP graduation, just this past summer, with 51 students being acknowledged. That is the largest HEP graduating class in SRJC's history, and the age from 19 all the way to 50. We're also advancing the California Adult Education Program, partnering with K-12 districts, community organizations, and agencies to expand access and workforce training across Sonoma County. We've recently implemented new cohorts and pathways leading to certificate completion and job placement in carpentry and fire-resilient landscaping in our new construction training center space. So whether a student is beginning courses to take a degree, earn a degree, they're learning a new skill, changing careers, or pursuing personal growth, SRJC is here to provide the pathway. And all of this work comes back to one core purpose: students. SRJC is home to a vibrant community of students across credit and non-credit programs, part-time and full-time enrollment, each bringing unique goals, experiences, and perspectives. When we look at the annual 24-25 student demographic data, our unduplicated head count is up 3.5% over last year, serving 33,300 students. Total enrollments are up 3.3% year over year to just 132,000. Enrollment means the total number of class registrations. So overall, the number of students, course enrollments, and number of sections offered are all up from fall 2024. And this growth is primarily supported by students who are continuing their education without significant break in course enrollment. When compared to fall 2024, our Petaluma campus increased enrollment and now serves nearly 3,400 students. Our Roseland site almost doubled the number of sections offered and is serving 200 more students. That is no small number for that community. Schoen Farm students are enrolling in over 100 more courses, and there are significant gains in enrollment, and I'm really proud of this for African American, Native American, and Pacific Islander students. Does not matter how small the population is, it's growing. Where some might only see a number, I see opportunities for learning, engagement, meaningful connections. Our planning is focused on full-time equivalent students, or FTES. If you've heard some of us talking after hours out in the community, we're talking FTES. It's the way that the state measures enrollment. It combines both full-time and part-time students into one number. Our strategic enrollment management plan charts the path to 17,500 FTES by 2027-28. This past spring, FTES grew 4.25% compared to spring 24. That is significant progress, slow and steady. But we still need to close the gap of more than 2,600 FTES to reach our goal. We have to confront the brutal facts of the work that we need to do. This matters because it's the number that the state uses to calculate funding as part of the student-centered funding formula. And we've been working very hard to recover from the loss of 5,000 FTES during the pandemic. Many of us lost friends, family members, neighbors who just had to move away. But we have a plan in place, and it will take consistent effort to close that gap. And I want to dig in a little bit here. in our spring 25 data. The data show us more than just head count and enrollment. It also shows us who students are. This past spring, about 44% of our students were first in their families to attend college. 44%. One of my greatest moments in commencement, aside from getting to congratulate every single graduate, is that I get to shake all of their hands. And for first-gen students, I take the moment to let them know that they may have been the first, but they also are doing the work to ensure that they are not the last in their communities to get a college degree. Thank you for the applause. I was able to drink some water. Yes. About 80% of SRJC students were enrolled part-time. That means that our students are balancing school with work, family, and other priorities. And that's critical as educators to our understanding of students' realities. They live full lives, calling upon us to rethink how we engage inside and outside of the classroom with integrity and grace. Two groups continue to make up the majority of the student population. The number of white students in spring 25 increased 3.71% from last year. 80% of them are enrolled part-time, and nearly 30% were also first-gen students. That's important to note because that's 30% in one of our largest racial demographics in the county that are also breaking into higher education, also breaking into job and career training. We're seeing growth in Latinx students, the majority of which are first-generation college students, and we know that it creates opportunities that will shape the future of their families and communities. Again, our mission is grounded in access and opportunity for learning because it has the power to change lives. Mis nietos, my nephews, will forever be impacted when my brother Chris walks across the stage at graduation next May. Thank you. And the reality is that affordability was a major issue my brother had to overcome to get to this point. Similar to most SRJC students, we have to acknowledge the financial barriers stand in the way of opportunity to access higher education. So Pell Grants continue to be a lifeline, ensuring that students from all backgrounds can pursue their goals. Grant recipients represent students who have the most financial need and who file for the FAFSA or California DREAM Act applications for financial aid. Many of you here today are third, fourth, or even fifth generation of your family to call Sonoma County home. Today, we here at SRJC are called to show that same commitment and energy for the families of this generation and their generations to come. We know that Pell Grants alone may not be enough, and we are thankful for the additional financial support we receive to be able to do so much more for students and families. Whether it's a Doyle Trust Scholarship for recent high school graduates or one of the many generous foundation scholarships available, there are resources to make education dollars go farther so that students have the opportunity and the freedom to explore and discover in an affordable manner while receiving an exceptional education from a college known for its academic quality and surrounded by people who provide them comprehensive support services. Whatever brings a student here, we have a responsibility to make sure the classes and the programs they need are there to support their academic and personal goals. So that means we need to pay close attention to where the demand is and how well we're meeting it, and reviewing it regularly to ensure we stay responsive to student needs. And one of those ways happens in career technical education with our advisory boards. And some of you in this room serve in that role. You help keep our curriculum relevant. Course success rates continue to hold strong, ending spring 2025 slightly above our accreditation set standard of 75%. This is something we should really be proud of because completion is about the whole student experience. And that experience includes how we connect with students early and how we share that SRJC can be their college of choice. We do not have to be the backup plan. We are the plan. We are the affordable plan. We are the ones that can provide that access and that pathway. And when students come here, we guide them so that they can choose a path that supports their learning. We surround them with the support they need, and this really is our foundation for success, because when students succeed, we succeed. And everything that I've shared this afternoon affirms the strength of SRJC and the people who make it thrive, including each and every one of you. That strength is what allows us to look ahead with confidence and shape the future of this community together. Now, anyone who owns a business or runs a family, or you're trying to just get your family to point A to point B, you have to have a plan. You have to know where you're going. You have to know how to prioritize. And so our 2025 to 2030 district strategic plan is our plan to shape that future. And it includes 4 strategic priorities that will guide us for the next 5 years. And those are academic quality, student success and support, responsiveness to our community, and campus climate and culture. This thoughtful planning process brought together the entire district to identify what matters most to students, employees, and the community. This plan comes with goals and action steps to guide our focus and measure our progress. Look, I'm 3 years old into this county community, but I know many of you know that the hallmark of SRJC is, in fact, our academic quality. It ensures that we have excellent teaching and learning in every class, across every discipline, in every modality. This is a point of pride for us. For transfer students, we have heard from our university partners that when SRJC students transfer, they are coming in ready to be at the top of their class. They are ready in academics and in leadership and maturity. Some students even say that once they've transferred, their classes at the JC were much harder than their 4-year institutions. And I want to share that Emily Marion is a great example of that. Emily didn't plan to come to SRJC. Her family relocated, and she found herself continuing a legacy. Her grandparents attended here, and her mother graduated in 1989. When Emily took a job on campus, it opened the door to deeper involvement. Emily went on to become the Vice President of Marketing for the Petaluma Campus Student Government and was named Student Ambassador of the Year. She says SRJC gave her confidence, leadership skills, and the ability to break out of her bubble. Emily is now studying at Sonoma State University, and her story is a reflection of how SRJC is so much more than just an academic institution. It's a place where students discover their voice and find their future direction. Join me in congratulating Emily. Student success and support is about providing services, programs, and resources that students need to belong, to stay on track, and to reach their goals. Felix's journey shows how these supports come to life and how they make a difference between uncertainty and success. Felix graduated high school during a difficult time, struggling with mental health and family changes, and didn't see college in their future. Everything shifted when they joined SRJC's Summers Connection program. They experienced warmth from staff, encouragement from instructors, and for the first time, a sense of belonging. Over 7 years at SRJC, Felix found their voice. They joined clubs and co-founded the Queer Resource Center, which became both a workplace and a creative outlet. Felix transferred to UC Santa Cruz at the end of last year to study community studies, with the goal of leading a nonprofit focused on advocacy and care. SRJC students are leaders. Their journey illustrates the belonging initiative in action. When students feel welcomed and supported, they thrive personally and build communities that help others to thrive as well. Let's give Felix a round of applause. Responsiveness to our community means offering programs that reflect the diverse educational, social, and economic needs of Sonoma County. One of the clearest examples of that is through career education, where students gain the skills that strengthen both their futures and the industries that keep this country moving forward. Meet Maria. Maria has balanced running her own house cleaning and handy woman business for more than 15 years while supporting her family. She came to SRJC's Construction Training Center to pursue her lifelong dream of carpentry and is now learning the foundational skills of the trade, from tool safety to building techniques. Those skills are already fueling her business growth, doubling her work demand since starting the program. Maria said she valued the teamwork and support she found through instructors, many of whom are bilingual. Her story illustrates the heart of career education at SRJC, equipping students with practical skills, confidence, and pathways to stronger economic futures. Maria is finishing her 3-semester-long program this semester, which includes over 400 hours of carpentry instruction. This is how SRJC prepares students for the workforce while strengthening local industries and communities in Sonoma County. Maria is here with us today. Felicidades, hermana. Congratulations to you and your continued efforts. She was bragging before we walked in that she's wearing her lucky hard hat, so you'll notice it is hot pink, like fire hot pink. And our final strategic initiative is campus climate and culture, creating an environment where every student feels included, respected, and able to succeed. It's about creating classrooms, offices, and gathering spaces where people feel heard and can contribute to the life of this district. For students, this means being encouraged to engage in real discourse, to bring ideas forward, to debate, question, and grow through the exchange of perspectives. That's what prepares them for the world they are stepping into. For employees, it means that we engage in conversations and decisions that shape how we support students and one another, not on the sidelines, but directly in the work that affects their success. And for the broader community, it means committing to a culture where learning is active, dialogue is expected, and the experiences of students are at the center of what we do. To illustrate further, I am really excited to share about Liliana. Liliana came to SRJC without a set plan, but ready to find direction. She found support through the Puente program and the Native American Center, places where she could bring her voice and her identity into education. She stepped into leadership through the Intertribal Student Union, serving as club president and organizing events to connect Native youth with SRJC. Today, Liliana has transferred to CSU San Marcos and plans to continue her advocacy through their Native American Sovereignty Center. Her story shows how the inclusion of the cultural experiences, the traditions, the learnings of our ancestors, of our communities shape what the campus climate and culture can be here at SRJC. When students are encouraged to engage, lead, and bring their full selves to the table, they grow, and so does our community. But we have work to do. We are living through a time where divisiveness is applauded, where hatred and vitriol are amplified, and we're pointing out our differences or how they are taking away from me has become the norm in how we communicate. It must stop here. And each of you joining today are part of why the hate will stop here. Y'all, I've been angry and I've been saying, not in our Sonoma County, not at this college, and not on this land. We've been here for 106 years. Well, not me, the district has. And our district strategic plan, the work, the partnership with all of you will make sure that we're here for another 106 years. And the future rests on the investments this community has already made in us and on our commitment to fiscal sustainability and modern facilities. Across higher education, fiscal challenges are real. And we've been preparing for this moment. Since 2018, we've followed a long-range plan focused on achieving fiscal stability for our district operations. This plan has guided us to grow enrollment, reduce expenses, and meet targeted reductions year after year. We're also actively implementing our strategic enrollment management plan to regain students and strengthen key funding metrics that support our college. At its core, this ensures continued access to education and upward mobility for our community. So looking forward, we will continue to refine our long-term financial planning, including the development of a new budget allocation model that prioritizes transparency, equity, and sustainability. But facilities remains a local responsibility. The state provides no ongoing support, and over the past decade, we've received less than $10 million for maintenance, barely enough to cover a single large project like the $7.58 million roof and HVAC upgrade at Emeritus Hall. That's why we're exploring a potential facilities improvement bond. And let me be clear, this bond would not fund district operations. It would strictly invest in our facilities, preserve our heritage buildings and infrastructure to keep our classrooms and campuses safe, functional, and up to date. And with the support of this community, we have been able to move forward on the projects funded by Measure H. It's a clear example of partnership in action, transforming our campuses and creating spaces where students can learn, grow, and succeed. It also demonstrates our commitment to being careful stewards of public funds, ensuring that every dollar invested strengthens students and the community we serve. I want to take this moment to recognize the Citizen Bond Oversight Committee for their role in monitoring these investments and ensuring transparency and accountability on behalf of the public. You can see the results of that investment across our campuses, from modernized classrooms to upgraded labs, from new facilities to spaces that serve the wider community. Measure H has left a lasting imprint on SRJC. These projects are proof that when Sonoma County invests in education, the return is visible in every corner of this community. I want to share a few highlights of some of the advancements we've made over the past year as part of Measure H. The Towser Gymnasium renovation is nearing completion. This project focused on structural improvement and modernization of this heritage building. It's home to kinesiology, athletics, and dance, and including sports medicine and adapted PE, and includes indoor and outdoor fitness rooms, dance studios, student success center, locker rooms. The building was originally constructed in 1935 and is on track for move-in over the winter break, with classes opening in January 2026. So you can sign up for your classes now. This project was funded by both Measure H and the state of California. SRJC Roseland modernization is visibly underway. We opened Heritage Hall for classes on August 18th, and our Welcome Center is making great progress. You can see the rendering on the left, the rendering on the left, and where we currently are on the right. Watching SRJC Roseland come to life and seeing how SRJC is a part of this vibrant community is a reminder of what community support can make possible. And finally, the new fire tower at our Public Safety Training Center in Windsor. Sonoma County knows the devastating impacts of wildfires, and providing the trained and motivated workforce for the fire service is a core part of our workforce development programs. As we prepare students with the skills to respond to real-world fire emergencies, there was one critical piece of our fire technology program still missing: a modern, fully equipped fire training tower. This new tower was made possible through the support of multiple partners in our community. SRJC received a $1.5 million state grant in 23-24 through Senate Pro Tem and SRJC alumnus Mike McGuire to kick off the project. And SRJC matched it with funding from instructional equipment and strong workforce grant monies. It was followed with a generous gift from the Community Foundation Sonoma County, as well as our local philanthropist and good friend and neighbor, Herb Dwight. With support from local officials and philanthropy, we've combined funding to our philanthropic community. We have braided this funding together to give our future firefighters the tools they need to succeed. The SRJC Foundation continues to raise funds through an endowment to provide ongoing support for equipment, training materials, and student scholarships in the fire technology program. You can purchase Naming a Step in the fire tower. You can do this online and ensure that firefighters have the training and preparation necessary to protect and serve Sonoma County safely and effectively for generations to come. Measure H shows how public investment has transformed SRJC, from Roseland to Petaluma to the Public Safety Training Center. Through these funds, we enhance spaces like Lunabus Hall, where students can work with cutting-edge equipment to prepare them for real careers in the auto industry. We finally got those auto bay lifts in. This is the kind of modernization that turns possibility into opportunity, giving students access to the tools and spaces they need to succeed in the workforce. These projects demonstrate what's possible when this community places its trust in us. And we are proud to have been careful stewards of both your trust and dollars. A future bond would continue this legacy of investment, investing in students, families, and the long-term economic health of Sonoma County. That same spirit of partnership is alive in the generosity of our donors and the leadership of the SRJC Foundation. The foundation connects community philanthropy with the district's mission, ensuring that private support directly expands opportunities for students. Through scholarships, emergency support, and department and program funding, the foundation removes barriers for students, helping them stay in school to pursue their dreams. And every year, thousands of students rely on this. They go on to become nurses, teachers, firefighters. And that's why the foundation's work matters, not just to students, but to all of us who care about this community. Last year, the foundation raised over $16 million to support students, departments, and programs, and distributed over $6 million in scholarships, $6 million directly to students. The dollars raised help support educational programs for students both inside and outside the classroom, not only with equipment, but student-led opportunities like this right here. This is the chemistry club making liquid nitrogen ice cream as part of the grand opening for the Lindley Center ribbon cutting. And I have to be honest, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it was pretty good. Right, so together we can strengthen the workforce, expand opportunities, and ensure every student has the opportunity to learn. Your partnership, whether as a donor, a business leader, an education partner, community member, directly impacts how we show up for students. And today, I am honored to recognize one of our partners. The President's Medallion is an opportunity to recognize community members whose commitment and generosity leave a lasting impact on our students' futures through the President's Medallion. This award, look, y'all, I need some water here, hold on. This award acknowledges extraordinary contributions to the college, especially those that open new doors of opportunity for SRJC students. This year, I am proud to honor Ava and Sam Guerrera. Although I did not have the chance to meet Ava before she passed in 2022, I quickly felt her spirit through Sam. It was at this event last year where I first met Sam. Now, Sam has been involved in this community and with SRJC for many years, but it was at this event last year where he warmly welcomed me to SRJC, to the community, and we instantly connected over our shared experience of being children of immigrants and the impacts traveling abroad had on our lives. When I called Sam a few months back to tell him that we wanted to honor both him and Ava with the President's Medallion this year, he was deeply moved. Then in true Sam fashion, he immediately let me know that he wouldn't be able to attend today's address because he had a prior commitment, his 75th high school reunion in Minnesota. Yes, you heard that right, 75th. At 96 years young, Sam's energy, generosity, and passion for education are as strong as ever. While I'm sad that he could not be with us here today, we had the joy of gathering with his family and some of our students this summer to present him with the medallion in person. And now I'm delighted to share this video that tells the remarkable story of Ava and Sam and their love for SRJC.
At Santa Rosa Junior College, we are proud to honor individuals whose generosity and vision shape the lives of our students for generations to come. In 2025, we celebrate two such individuals, Ava and Sam Guerrera, recipients of the SRJC President's Medallion. The President's Medallion is an award presented to individuals who have made significant contributions to the college, particularly those that have helped expand what's possible for SRJC students. Since moving to Sonoma County in the 1990s, Ava and Sam wove SRJC into the fabric of their daily lives, deeply committed to the college's mission of access, equity, and opportunity for all. Their connection to SRJC began in lifelong learning classes, a simple act that sparked a deep appreciation for the college's quality instruction, inclusivity, and community impact.
Well, our experience with the professors was so good. We were convinced it was an excellent school.
Following their time as students at SRJC and their own experience traveling, the Guerreras were moved to help others expand their worldview and build meaningful global connections. They became champions for scholarships benefiting international students and those studying abroad, with a commitment to removing barriers to opportunity.
We feel that education is, extremely important, and particularly important for children of immigrants who are coming to this country. I'm a child of immigrants. The other part of it was our experience with foreign travel and living abroad. We thought, a semester abroad for a student is just a wonderful opportunity to open their minds and expose them to something much different than what they're typically used to. So I think our initial interest was in the endowment for the travel abroad scholarship. And that sort of propelled us into a lot of other things then afterwards.
The Guerrera Scholarship supported students like Joshua Nakuma, who arrived at SRJC from Malawi, carrying with him the strong work ethic passed down by his family. Though adjusting to a new environment came with challenges, the scholarship support he received offered stability and affirmed that he belonged. And for Abigail Conrado Subido, a first-generation Latina, the ability to study abroad in Barcelona was transformational, allowing her to grow into the person and professional she aspired to be. In 2017, when wildfires devastated our region, the Guerreras stepped forward again, not from a place of charity, but of shared responsibility. Their support made emergency laptops available so students can continue their education despite displacement and grief. Here are some of their stories. Yesina Rivas was in her first semester at SRJC when her home was destroyed in Coffey Park. Yesina was extremely grateful for the laptop donation. She cried when given the laptop and said, "I wish I could hug Sam and Ava." She promised that she would repay them with success in school. Maribel Biramontes lived with her son and aunt in Coffey Park and lost everything. Most of her classes were online, so a computer was essential for her success. Sarah Perez was a single mom of 2 who lost her home and all her belongings in the fire. She had just returned to SRJC after 10 years to pursue a career as a nurse. Sarah was working full-time at Kaiser and was taking as many classes as she could while also caring for her children. She cried when she learned she would receive the computer and said Sam and Ava are truly angels. Mark Espinosa was studying radiologic technology at SRJC. He was living with his sister and her children in Coffey Park and lost everything in the fires. He was very thankful for the computer and said that he will hold the Guerreras in his heart and they will always be a part of his success. Sam and Ava have always responded when SRJC students have needed them. As housing insecurity grew, they were among the earliest and most generous supporters of Polly Hall, helping to reduce rent for students in need and providing not just shelter, but stability. Even after Ava's passing in 2022, Sam has continued their shared legacy. Most recently, he funded essential technology and classroom equipment at SRJC Roseland, creating access to tools that help first-generation and low-income students succeed. Ava brought to their shared mission a lifelong passion for education. Sam, a respected leader in the corporate world, brought a commitment to giving back. Together, they have embodied the spirit of service and civic responsibility.
Ava and Sam Carrera were selected as the 2025 President's Medallions recipients because their generosity and values reflect the very heart of SRJC. Their support across a wide range of student programs and scholarships has removed barriers and provided life-changing opportunities for students. By focusing on access, equity, and student success, they have helped shape our community and uplift students with the greatest needs. Even following Ava's passing, Sam has continued to give with the same compassion and purpose. Honoring them with this award is deeply meaningful to me as their vision and love for this college community continue to inspire us all.
Through their philanthropy and support for Santa Rosa Junior College, Ava and Sam have opened doors, changed lives, and inspired a new generation of learners. We proudly recognize Ava and Sam Guerrera as the 2025 President's Medallion recipients. Their story is one of community, generosity, and shared hope, and it continues to inspire the SRJC community now and always.
Well, I'm glad, something's going to be left behind that hopefully made the world a little better because we were here.
The medallion reminds us that SRJC's strength comes from partnership, from people and families who believe in education, who invest in students, and who give back to their community. I really do wish that Sam could be here, but I'm supposed to give him a call and let him know how it went as well. So he and Chris apparently are going to be my first 2 calls after this event. It's a celebration of legacy and a promise to the future. And as we close this evening, I return to the theme that guided us: our community, our college, our future. SRJC is Sonoma County's community college. We are steady in times of change, bold in vision, and grounded in the belief that education is the pathway to opportunity. Together, we are preparing students for careers, for transfer, and for the lives of meaning, for lives filled with meaning and contribution. Together, we are strengthening the economy, protecting our communities, and nurturing the next generation of leaders. I encourage you to stay engaged, to support SRJC in our community so that students continue to feel the strength of your belief in them and carry that forward as they go on to support this county and our future. Some opportunities for engagement include several great events coming up around the corner, and we welcome you. The Schoen Farm Fall Festival is Saturday, October 11th. LumaFest Educational Open House and El Día de los Muertos celebration on Saturday, October 18th. There are musical and theater performances, including the comedy of Hamlet, and a number of different herencia activities for Hispanic Heritage Month happening throughout the next few weeks, such as La Carpa. That's an event to come to, talent show. And of course, our athletics programs, which have a variety of exciting games happening throughout the year. In short, I want to invite you to join me and my family. Come out and support students. See them as they show their craft on stage, in the field, as they're playing instruments, as they're writing in our newspaper. They are incredibly talented individuals. Share your support for the SRJC Bear Cubs. I really am honored to serve in this role. I am a fierce advocate of public education, a fierce advocate for this college and the programs that we offer. I believe that the faculty here care so deeply about students. I believe that the classified professionals work tirelessly to support students, that the leadership here works tirelessly to support students. I'm humbled, I'm honored, I'm imperfect, but I am committed. Thank you for your trust, your partnership, and your belief in what we can continue to build together. Thank you.
Quite simply, thank you, Dr. Garcia, for reminding us why we all love this college so, so much. I want to thank you all for being here with us today, and now invite you to join us outside for a little reception, some small bites. It'll be just outside the doors on the front lawn. Thank you again for being here and for your love and support of SRJC.